It's 10 trivia questions on what's the theme. Bunch of random ones for you. And for number 11, you got to figure out what they all have in common. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show, and thanks for giving us a 5-star review on iTunes, up to about 410 of those. And I have a brand new one to read from someone from WIU, where I went to college. Let's see if I can pull that up really quick. This is from someone named Lori, who listens to the show. And Lori said, Lori from Macomb and WIU on 12/26/2023. An easy, fun listen. Love listening to Trivia with Buds. Ryan has Midwestern roots and a wide range of life experiences that show up in the daily trivia games. Often listen to hear a topic, and often listen and hear a topic a friend or family member would enjoy, so I share with them. That's cool. Easy and fun to listen to because the host is so relatable. Thank you so much, Lori. That's very, very kind of you. And if you have not left a review, just takes a second. You don't even have to write words. You can just leave a 5-star review if you dig the show. Go do that on your Apple Podcasts app. It'll just take you a second. Thanks, Lori. I think that's cool that she said she will listen to one and go, ooh, I wonder how Ben would do on this quiz about Christmas songs, or how Steve would do on this quiz about liquor brands. Steve loves liquor in that fake friend scenario. But there you go. Thanks for doing that, Lori. And if you guys do that, let me know. And if that friend becomes a new listener of the show, let me know in an email, and I'll send you guys some fun swag. I've got trivia books, Pop Culture Puzzles Volume 1 and 2. I've got a couple small stacks of those, probably 15 each of those. I've got stickers, I've got magnets, and I got new shirts on the way with the new logo. So you never know what I'll send you in the mail. Just email me anytime if you want some swag and you're a new listener. I want you to keep listening, so I send you stuff. That's how it works. Today's episode is all about what's the theme. You got to figure out with keywords from the questions and answers what that theme could be. Before we get to that, we've got our warm-up game of categories, and we have H, things found in the ocean, things you store items in, and websites. Things in the ocean, things you store items in, and websites. All starting with H. Listen for my 3 at the end of the episode, along with a fun fact of the day. We are warmed up and ready, and we're diving into What's the Theme trivia. Here we go. It's What's the Theme? Question 1. What controversial chair-throwing head coach led Indiana to 3 NCAA championships in the 70s and 80s? Number 1, what controversial chair-throwing head coach led Indiana to 3 NCAA championships in the 70s and 80s? Number 2, what day is considered National Star Wars Day? Number 2, what day is considered National Star Wars Day? Number 3, who's the only president to be sworn into office on Air Force One? Who's the only president to be sworn into office on Air Force One? Number 4, the sequel to Anchorman was called Anchorman 2, The Legend Blank. Number 4, the sequel to Anchorman was called Anchorman 2, The Legend Blank. Number 5, if you add 11 years to the sinking of the Titanic, what year would you be in? Number 5, if you add 11 years to the sinking of the Titanic, what year would you be in? Number 6, Banksy, Futura, and Kaws, K-A-W-S, all capitalized, are all artists in what specific field? Number 6, Banksy, Futura, and Kaws are all artists in what specific field? Number 7, I Ran is a famous 80s song by the group Blank of Seagulls. Number 7, I Ran is a famous 80s song by the group Blank of Seagulls. Number 8, who made the first nonstop flight from New York City to Paris? Number 8, who made the first nonstop flight from New York City to Paris? Number 9, on Family Guy, Stewie overpronounces a product called Cool Blank. Number 9, on Family Guy, Stewie overpronounces a product called Cool Blank. Number 10, heat is applied to decrease the size of polymer plastic in what more common phrase? Number 10, heat is applied to decrease the size of polymer plastic in what more common phrase? And the bonus for 2 points on what's the theme after studying keywords from your questions and answers. What was the theme to this round? What was the theme to this round? Those are all of your questions on what's the theme. This was kind of a tough one. We'll see if you could figure it out when we come back. We are back with the answers to what's the theme. Shout out to my friend Phil Farda and Stage Time Trivia, who had a shorter version of this quiz, this theme quiz in their mystery round this week. You can sign up for weekly quizzes from Stage Time Trivia. Just go to stagetimetrivia.com and tell them Bud sent you. It's very, very good stuff. Very good content, and a good friend of mine, Phil Farda. I just added some questions to it to kind of fit my format. But here's number 1. What controversial chair-throwing head coach led Indiana to 3 NCAA championships in the 70s and 80s? Bobby Knight. Bobby Knight. Number 2, what day is considered National Star Wars Day? May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Number 3, who is the only president to be sworn in on Air Force One? Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson. Number 4, the sequel to Anchorman was called Anchorman 2. The legend continues. Number 5, if you add 11 years to the sinking of the Titanic, you're in 1923. 1923. Number 6, Banksy, Futura, and Cause are all graffiti artists. Graffiti artists. Number 7, I Ran is a famous 80s song by the group Flock of Seagulls. Flock of Seagulls. Number 8, who made the first nonstop flight to New York to Paris? Charles Lindbergh. Lucky Lindy. Number 9, on Family Guy, Stewie overpronounces a product called Cool Whip. Cool Whip is how he says it. And number 10, heat's applied to decrease the size of polymer plastic, otherwise known as shrink wrap. Shrink wrap. And the bonus here, after studying keywords from your questions and answers, did you get it? Did you get it? It was a person. And that person was Harrison Ford. Yes, let's talk about it. All right, number 1, we have Indiana as a clue to Indiana Jones. That was the head coach in Indiana, Bobby Knight. Number 2, Star Wars Day was about, of course, Han Solo's reference there. 3, only president, Air Force One, sworn in. He was in the movie Air Force One. Anchorman 2, he was in Anchorman 2. Number 5, sinking the Titanic. You end up in 11 years after 1912, 1923, he was on that show with Helen Mirren. Banksy, Futura, and Cause, graffiti artist. He was in American Graffiti, the George Lucas movie. I Ran is a famous song by Flock of Seagulls. He's married to Callista Flockhart. Nonstop flight to New York and Paris. Charles Lindbergh, that was just a reference to him being a pilot. Harrison Ford's a pilot. Cool Whip on Family Guy. He has the whip in Indiana Jones. Heat is decreasing the size of polymer plastic and shrink wrap. He's on the show Shrinking on Apple TV Plus. And that leads to Harrison Ford. Hope you had a good time playing along with that one. If you got it really quickly, let me know in an email or on social media. I'm Ryan Buds on everything, or ryanbuds@gmail.com. Your fact of the day is comets smell like rotten eggs. If you ever get to smell a comet, it ain't gonna be good. And your letter for categories was H, things found in the ocean, humpback whales. Things you store items in, how about a hutch? And websites, hotels.com. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. And we'll see you next time for more trivia with Buds. Cheers.